Welcome to Eagle News. Hello, I'm Belle.
And I'm Julia.
We are so glad you can join us today. In today's episode, we will report about Eversole Run Middle School news, national news, Ohio news, teacher focus, science news, riddles, technology news, and much, much more.
In Eversole News, if you were absent from school on picture day, or if you want to retake them retaken, HR Imaging will be at Eversole for retakes tomorrow, Friday, October 6th, during the school day. In Eversole News, all DCS 8th grade students have an opportunity to participate in the PSAT 8/9 on October 18th. Please refer to the DCS PSAT parent letter for more information. Students taking courses at Jerome High School Emerald campus will not be attending those classes this day. There will not be any makeup opportunities for this test. Please keep in mind when scheduling appointments for any date, any questions can be directed to Ms. Moses.
On this date in history, on this day in 2002, then President George W. Bush announced the establishment of Department of Homeland Security. In National Day calendar, today is National Frappe Day and the National Southern Fast Food Day.
Fun facts of the day. The oldest known living land animal is a tortoise named Jonathan, who is 187 years old. He was born in 1832 and lived on the island of St. Helena in the Atlantic Ocean since 1882.
In Language Arts News, what is descriptive essay? A descriptive essay gives a vivid, detailed description of something, generally a place or an object, but possibly something more abstract like an emotion. Descriptive essays test your ability to use language in an original and creative way to convey to the reader a memorable image of whatever you are describing. They are commonly assigned as writing exercise at high school and in composition classes. Now for this weekend's.
This is this weekend's weather. For Friday, we have a high of 69 degrees and a low of 48 degrees with a 60% chance of precipitation. On Saturday, we have a high of 58 degrees, a low of 43 degrees, and a 20% chance of precipitation.
On Sunday, we have a high of 59, a low of 43, and a 20% chance of rain.
That was our weekend's weather.
Have a great weekend.
In science news, what is pressure? Pressure is defined as the physical force exerted on an object. The force applied to is perpendicular to the surface objects per unit area. Unit of pressure. Types of pressure are absolute, atmospheric, differential, and gauge pressure. The Earth's atmospheric air is surrounded by a layer of gases, and so this area surrounding the Earth exerts a pressure known as the atmospheric pressure. It is measured using a mercury barometer, indicating the height of a column of mercury, which exactly balances the weight of the column and its atmosphere over the barometer. In social studies news, what is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia is a region of the Southwest Asia and the Tigris and Euphrates river system that benefited from the area's climate and geography to host the beginnings of human civilization. Its history is marked by many inventions that changed the world, including the concept of time, math, the wheel, sailboats, maps, and writing. Mesopotamia is also defined by changing success and ruling bodies of different areas and cities that seized control over a period of thousands of years.
In health news, what are nutrients? The food we eat contain nutrients. Those nutrients that contain carbon are called organic, while those that do not contain carbon are called inorganic. Nutrients are substances required by the body to perform its basic function. Since the human body does not synthesize nutrients, they must be obtained from the diet, making them essential. Eating indicates amounts can cause poor health. Nutrients are used to produce energy, detect and respond to environmental surroundings, move, excrete waste, respire, breathe, grow, and reproduce. There are 6 classes of nutrients required for the body to function and maintain overall health. These are carbonates, liquids, proteins, water, vitamins, and minerals. Food also may contain non-nutrients that also may be harmful.
Fun facts of the day. The world wastes about 1 billion metric tons of food each year. The majority of wasted food, 61%, comes from homes, while restaurants and other food services produce 26% of the wasted food. Grocery stores only make up to 13% of food waste.
This is this week's Eagle recognition. First up, we have Reese Young for being service-minded by Miss Bailey.
Next, we have Alexa Calmer for having ownership by Mrs. Phelps.
Schulte D for being service-minded and having respect by Miss Crowley.
Sanvi Latish for having respect by Mrs. Phelps.
Connor Sumption for being service-minded and having respect by Ms. Burkhall.
Elena Campanile for being service-minded by Mrs. Bailey.
Lauren Lutfitz for being service-minded by Ms. Falk.
Kenya Meyer for being service-minded by Mr. Manning.
Emily Judson for having ownership and respect by Mr. Jaber.
And lastly, Cole Baum for being service-minded by Mrs. Dishock.
Well, that's Eagle News for today. If you have a story you would like to have featured on Eagle News, please let Mr. McNeil know. Here at Eversaw, we are creating a community of excellence by being positive, working hard, and respecting the uniqueness of ourselves and each other. Have an amazing day.